Right now it's 4:45 in the morning, Tuesday morning. I am talking to you right now after achieving the goal of reaching a much lower weight for the bodybuilding contest and had decent results. I had third place in two of my divisions, fourth in another, fifth in another. Decided after the contest to reward myself with a big, gigantic, greasy pizza. And then started having some heartburn. And being that I have a history of heart problems, I went ahead and just decided, I called the hospital, Mount Nittany Medical Center in Pennsylvania, and called them and said, well, since I have a history of heart problems, let me go by and let you guys check me. And I'd much rather you laugh at me for having gone to the hospital for heartburn than have something seriously wrong, because there was an eerie, familiar feeling that I had in my chest. I go to the hospital, I sit down, they do an exam of my heart, and the EKG is what it is. They did an EKG. First one came out fine, second one came out fine. The doctor, that was very astute and smart, he said, I tell you what, we're getting some lab work back on your blood. I got to go do a couple other things. You stay here. We'll just monitor you for a little bit. And if you're clear on the next one, we'll let you go home. Cool, no problem. The blood work came back. Something that should be at a 0.4 was 0.447. And some of the blood work, it was an enzyme that they tested for. And then, as he's coming back down, I go into a full cardiac arrest. I have another heart attack. Literally, another heart attack. He comes in, I'm sitting up talking to the nursing staff. Everybody comes in a big panic. He comes in and he says, hey man, I'm sorry. And I said, sorry for what? He says, but I can't let you go. I said, okay, well I understand. That's why I'm here. You got to observe me for the night. He said, no, you're in the middle of a heart attack right now while I'm talking. I learned from the last heart attack, the last thing you want to do is panic. The pain was welling up in my chest. They rushed me into the place where they put in stents and all that. Really smart guy. Looks like he's in 7th grade, but he's a real smart guy that does stent work for them. He goes in and finds a blood clot in my LAD, left anterior descending artery. This one is called the true widowmaker. They didn't say this while I was going through it, because I was rather calm and was trying to stay calm, and I learned to try to stay calm from the last heart attack. But this one is called the true widowmaker, I'm told, because it powers the left side of the heart. And because of that, I had a 5% chance of survival. And then on top of that, if that wasn't ironic enough, later on I found out that it was a good thing that the blood clot stopped in my heart, because it could have gone to the path of least resistance up, which would have caused the blood clot to go into my brain and would have killed me instantly. What caused it? Because I have a relatively healthy lifestyle. Well, there's some earlier videos I made about not skipping your medicine. And I decided to skip the medicine because I wanted to get ready for this contest and take more grapefruit to help cut weight, because I knew my medicine wouldn't work well with grapefruit. Assuming I'll only do it for a couple of weeks, it wouldn't be a big deal. But in all essence and all truthfulness, with a big transition of a big move that I had made recently from one state to another with a new job, I had gotten off of the steady regimen of my medication. So not taking my medication was a problem. And this is called 7 Steps to Quit. Now here goes the big step. Still dealing with possibly quitting from time to time. The pain I felt in my chest, not worth a cigarette. I stand before you right now, surviving with a 5% survival rate from the heart attack, and a no survival rate, possibly, from the blood clot moving, all precipitated by the fact that I didn't totally take my medicine like I should have. I didn't totally quit smoking like I should have. And I was super dehydrated for the contest. Didn't realize that if you have blood clots is a problem. As much kale and stuff I was mixing up, my kale shakes, kale and spinach and a lot of these green leafy vegetables, actually help to cause your blood to clot more, especially if you're not taking your medication. And one simple medication I wasn't taking every day was my baby aspirin, and it made a big, not baby, but big difference. I'm making this because I need someone else to learn from my mistake. A mistake that I wouldn't be talking about had it not been for the good Lord's grace and mercy for sparing my life yet again. I had another heart attack while I was here yet again, while I was still here. A fainting type of spell. I ended up really getting a cut on my nose and a lump on my head. But I pulled through. So what do I do now? Take my medicine. So take your medicine. Totally quit smoking. Not worth the pain or the scariness that comes with it. Third, don't eat as many green leafy vegetables, whatever. Because in my case, with blood clots being a problem, I need to go to more things like blueberries and all that. So I'll now have to go through a journey of becoming an even more trained athlete, an even more particular eater, just to walk around normally. And I'll do all right if I take my medicine and stay away from the cigarettes. So, 7 steps to quit. This is the step we didn't want to have to take, where death comes to visit you to prompt you to quit. But I guess we all have to learn one way or another. Don't learn it my way. I wasn't supposed to make it through the first heart attack for my RCA being clogged up. Now that my LAD was clogged up, I'm a walking statistical anomaly. So there must be something really great in the plan that I apparently need to get to doing. So hopefully this is part of it. 2 years, almost 2 years to the day, had a heart attack. And now I got another one. First one was on the right side. This one's on the left side. I feel like I'm more of a disappointment to God than anything else. But then a good friend of mine said, well, if the enemy's trying to take you out that bad and God is still preserving you, maybe even in that disappointment, he still wants you to do something great or better. I think I'm going to hold on to that. And for those who would say, there's no God, knock yourself out. When you get close to death's door, especially 3 times, you may have a change of a heart. I'm Paul Williams. 7 Steps to Quit. I hope me sharing this helps you to take what you're doing and dealing with more seriously, because you don't want to get to this point where you're talking from a hospital bed, because your story may end up in the morgue, which is what mine will be if I don't change. Take care.